There's more than this too. Hello everybody. So this is gonna be a massive book haul. This is pretty collected. Okay, this is a disaster. We're just gonna hop right in and get chatting about some books. So first up is a super popular series right now, The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I bought the whole series. We have The Naturals, Killer Instinct, All In, Bad Blood, which is twice the size of the other books for whatever reason. I've already read 2 of these, but I wanted to show them in because I got them recently. The premise of this series is basically there is a group of teenagers who the FBI chooses because they have these like special abilities. One of them can read emotions, one of them's like good with like statistics and analytics. There's profilers and there's a lie detector. So these books basically follow them working with the FBI to solve these cases. And it is so interesting and so fun. The chapters are so short and I love this series so much. And then Jennifer Lynn Barnes is definitely a top author for me. So I seen she had another series, The Debutantes. We have Little White Lies and Deadly Little Scandals. I'm not too sure what this series is about. Based on the cover, I'm going with there's some like murder aspect because they're all holding various weapon type things. I don't really want to know too much about the series because I want to go in blind and be just surprised. And then sticking with like the series trend, another super popular series right now, Chestnut Springs series. I don't think this is in order, so, and I don't really know. If you watched this video, I read Flawless in it on my Kindle. I didn't necessarily love the book, but these covers are actually going away, so I bought it anyways. I do love the world that this series is set in, so I did want the book because I can see myself reading it again, not necessarily because I love the characters, but because I love the vibes. But the premise of this world kind of is, this one's about, I don't know his name, but he's a professional bull rider, and basically he gets assigned this like babysitter kind of, we'll call her a babysitter, and because he's just kind of a wild child at the moment, so he has someone watching over him and it's a romance. Obviously I had to buy the rest of the series. Heartless, I am kind of in the middle of this one on my Kindle. I like soft DNF'd it, but which also follows people in this world. Not gonna spoil so much about it, but they do connect and you do see the characters from other books in them. And then Powerless and Reckless, which is the last one, which is the one I'm most excited for. And then we have 2 more from series, and then the rest of them are like thrifted garage sale secondhand books. Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. I already own the original covers of these books, but it's my favorite series and they came out with new covers, so I obviously had to get them. The premise of Magnolia Parks, it's basically like a toxic relationship set in high society London. So you get rich people drama, you get relationship drama, all the things. I love it. These covers are slay. Still love the old ones, and I needed both. And then the rest of these are either from Half Price Books, Goodwill, garage sales, all the things. First up, we have Once More with Feeling. Now, I was not going to get this book because I seen Destiny, Haley, and Sarah all rated it like 2 stars or under, and they just didn't really love it. But I found it at a garage sale. It was only a couple of dollars, and I love the cover, and I figured I would give it a chance because I do think the idea of it sounds good, and I did enjoy Funny You Should Ask. This is also about like celebrities. Like her first book, it says a former pop star finds her way back in the spotlight along with an old flame. This friends to lovers meets enemies to lovers story, so it should be interesting. I love reading about like celebrities and like rich people. This I picked up at, whoa, this font is massive. This I picked up at Half Price Books because this is the only one out of this series I don't own. It is a little novella. I think this is like, it looks like it's like the, this is like, oh my god, it's signed. I had no idea. That's why it was 10 bucks. I'm like, why is this $10? Because I got it at Half Price Books, so it'd be like $6. Oh my gosh. Slay. Oh my god. I'm so happy about that. I didn't know that. I genuinely did not know. Hence the look on my face. But this is a little novella. It's the last installment in the Hopeless series. I don't own this one. I own the rest of the series. So I figured since I own the rest, might as well buy it. And apparently it's signed. I was literally wondering why it was 10 bucks because normally their prices end in like 99 too. Anyways, I'm so happy about that. And then another Colleen Hoover book. This is one I don't have and haven't read. Never Never. I feel like this is kind of like thriller-y. I got this off Mercari secondhand, I think for like $9-ish. I don't know what this is about. I'm not gonna try and figure out what it's about because I like going into her books blind. And then this one, I feel like I haven't heard good things about this one either, but I got it at Goodwill. It has a Target sticker on it, but I promise I got it at Goodwill. So it was like probably less than $2. It's The Roommate. I think it's Giving the Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, and I liked the idea of that book, but it wasn't a favorite, you know? I'm assuming they share a room. I like this cover. It's really cool. It's a vibe. We love the pink. But the back says house rules, do your own dishes, knock before entering the bathroom, never look up your roommate online. So I'm guessing they're like sharing an apartment, but they don't like know each other super well. Sounds fun. And then this book I picked up, it was at like a random store where they have like Amazon and Target like returns type things. It says it's set in the 90s, which I love. I love 90s, 2000s, all those vibes. I think it's about basically a group of friends who went to high school together, and then it looks like they are at their high school reunion, which is gonna be super interesting because they're just kind of like reliving what happened, all their success, like who's done what, all of that. I love this cover too. I love the pink. I'm super interested to see what this is about because I haven't seen anything about it. And then this book is actually going to be in a upcoming video next week, so stay tuned for my thoughts. But I found this at half price and it has literally my dog in it. Clearly I love border collies. So I picked this up and I was gonna get it no matter what it was about because hello, my dog is literally on the cover. I read the back and it is told from the dog's perspective, and the dog is basically working to get his broken up owners back together. So it's gonna be super interesting because it's told from the dog's perspective, and I guess we'll see if his plan works. Also, this is at the same garage sale I got the Once More with Feeling at. We got A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Whenever I find a V.E. Schwab book at half price, garage sale, whatever, I buy it, and I've only read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by her, and I did not like that book. So maybe I should stop before I read one of her books, but I'm super excited to read this. I can't even begin to give you guys a summary of this, but I'm pretty sure this is a trilogy. And then I got Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. I read Nevernight by Jay Kristoff earlier this year or last year, and I really enjoyed it, and I'd never seen this trilogy before or heard of it, but I thought it'd be interesting. I don't really know what it's about. All I know is a dystopian steampunk world, so I'm not really sure what it's about, and the back is kind of confusing, so I don't know. I'm not sure if this is YA. I know his other books are adult, but I seen something on here about teenager, it said. Named one of Kirkus Review's best teen books of 2012. I'm not sure if this is YA, so don't take that from me. Definitely look it up, but yeah. I also got this off Mercari. It was the 1000th Floor book. I've seen this at Barnes before and I thought it looked super cool. Dystopian World in the Future, and it's New York, and it says New York is a city of innovation and dreams, and everyone wants something and has something to lose. And then on the back it just lists a bunch of characters, and I'm assuming we are following a bunch of characters. It looks super interesting because just the idea of like our world in the future is super interesting. And then we have An Ember in the Ashes by Tahira Mafi. I have Tahira Mafi. I said that so confidently too. Baba Tahir. I've actually already read this. I got it from the library and I absolutely loved it. So when I found it at half price, I definitely bought it because I can see myself rereading this a ton. This series was so good. So I want to reread this so bad. Basically it's about Leia, and she watches as her brother gets taken, and so she's like, yo, I need to do something about this. She basically is sent to be a spy in the Empire's military academy, and she meets people and you get other POVs. I think you get other POVs or you learn about other characters, and it is so good. You guys have to read this series. And then I got City of Brass. I also got this off Mercari. Heard amazing things about this book and I love the cover. It looks like there's some characters that are going on a journey and something about a war. So I'm sure it's much more than that, but that is what I'm getting. I don't really know much about this book, but I've heard amazing things. And then this book's so random. The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks, because I am having a severe hyperfixation on cowboys and rodeos. So I watched this movie. I was gonna read the book first and then watch the movie, but I couldn't wait. So now I got the book. So good. It's basically about this college sorority girl, and she goes to a rodeo with her friends, and then she meets one of the cowboys, and we know what goes from there. And there is another storyline going along about this older man and his past and his life, and that part is so interesting and touching as well. Okay, these are all thrifted, which insane. We got The Maidens by Alex Nicolaides. I don't know. I read The Silent Patient, and this is by that author. I'm not too sure what it's about. I think it's like a mythology thriller murder mystery, so super interesting. I've always had a thing for Greek mythology, so should be super good. And then we have The Starless Sea. I picked this up. It is in great condition. Looks like it's never been read. Look at that inside, so cute. This is by the author of The Night Circus, which I haven't read, and I don't really know what this is about. The cover looks super good, and I'm sure it's an amazing book. And then we have Three Dark Crowns. I think this is a YA fantasy, so it looks like every generation there's 3 queens born, and they all have to fight for the crown. Super interesting. This looks super good. And then we have The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I read Then She Was Gone by her, and I really liked that thriller. The cover's kind of giving The Housemaid, not gonna lie. I know nothing about this, but I'm sure it'll be a good thriller. And then I have the special edition of Verity by Colleen Hoover. I bought this for ooh, there's a hair on it. Do you see that? It's not my hair. I'm sorry. No. Oh my god. Ew. Dude, can we not? Dude, there's a whole mop of hair in here. Anyway, I wasn't gonna buy this version of this book because obviously it just has the new chapter in it, but when I found it for $2 at a thrift store, I had to get it. I have not read the chapter yet, but I hopefully will soon. And that is all of the books I have acquired recently. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what books you've got recently and what's on your TBR. I will be interested to hear, even though I clearly do not need any more books on my TBR. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.